What's going on, everyone? My name's Ethan and welcome to the Fandom Hub, your non-stop source of music, movies, television, and games. Today I'm going to be counting down my personal ranking of all the songs on the late Juice WRLD's first posthumous album titled Legends Never Die. Before we get into it, I want to say that I have a few more videos planned for this week, one discussing how a posthumous album is done correctly, and one giving an update on the future of my channel. Anyways, remember this ranking is just my personal ranking, so feel free to disagree and let me know what your ranking would look like in the comments below. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 17 on our list is Titanic. Now, you know what? I'm going to get hate no matter what I put in the 17th spot, and just so we're clear, I don't hate any of the songs on this album. I actually love all of them. I love every song more than I love Titanic. Now, this is a great song. I still listen to it. But overall, I can't say that a single other song could go below Titanic. I like pretty much every song on the album a little bit more than I like Titanic, although it was a great track to kind of get me hyped to listen to the rest of the album on my first listen. But overall, when I'm going back to songs on Legends Never Die, I'm not going back to Titanic as much as I am some of the other songs. Next up, we got Tell Me You Love Me. Now, I also do love this song a lot. There are just certain parts of the song that kind of hold it back from being in a higher place for me. For one, this is one of those songs I feel like doesn't really belong on this album. I love this song as a single, but I think it should have stayed as a single. I don't feel like it should have been added to this album. I would have rather had, a brand new song on this album rather than this. Plus, it doesn't really fit the vibe of the album, if you ask me. But, you might totally disagree with that. That's just how I feel. I also feel like Trippie's feature on this song was kind of unneeded. I feel like Trippie is really hit or miss, and I really enjoy some of his features, and I really don't enjoy some of his features. And this is one of the songs that I feel like he really didn't have a good place on. There's actually a leak called Blast Off that has Trippie Redd and Juice on it, and I think that's one of their better songs. I think Trippie's feature on that song is actually really good, and I probably would have rather had that in place of Tell Me You Love Me on here, just because I've already heard it a million times, and it doesn't feel like it really belongs on the album. But honestly, I would put it below Titanic if I just didn't enjoy Juice flowing so well on this track. I feel like that part of the song is really what saves it for me. But other than that, there's still 15 songs that I would rather listen to than this. Coming in at number 15, we've got Conversations. Now, I know a lot of people love this song. I've actually seen a number of people say that this is their favorite song off the project, but I really don't feel the same way. I think one of the cool things about Juice is that he's always been able to combine a mixture of hype tracks that you can get lit to with a lot of deep melodic songs that you can vibe to, along with some heartbreak tracks as well. But I feel like for this album in particular, the heartbreak and the vibey tracks hit a lot harder than songs like this, and I kind of put Titanic in the same boat, no pun intended, as Conversations. They both start off the album and they both have a similar vibe, and I think the album honestly just gets better and better as it progresses. I think the album actually has 3 different sections where the different genres of music are kind of bunched together. I think by far my favorite section is probably the 3rd section of the album, and my second favorite being the 2nd section, because I just love how the album progresses. And this is one of those songs that builds up the hype for the rest of the album, but I just can't put above any of the other songs. Coming in at number 14 is I Want It. Now, this one was a little bit hard to place for me, just because the song doesn't have a lot to it. It's short. It's good. It's very angelic. I love it. I think the thing that really saves this song is Halsey's vocals at the end. I wouldn't say it saves the song, but I would say that it adds a nice touch to the song that would put it above the other 3 that I ranked, just because Halsey's vocals fit right in with Juice's, and I think they sound really good together, and I really wish they had made more music. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Halsey as a solo artist, I think she works really well with Juice. Coming in at number 13, we've got Screw Juice. Now, I've seen people place this song pretty low, and that actually kind of surprised me because I really enjoyed this song, and I don't think this is one of the worst songs on this album whatsoever. However, I did put it at 13. Not that I think 13 is low, but there are just so many good songs in this album that this ranking was actually really hard to do, because I hate doing songs like this dirty, but I do enjoy this song a lot. This song kind of kicked off the 3rd section of the album where we really got into our feels, or at least I did. But I like this song a lot. I just think that there's a lot of songs on this album that do what this did, but better. Number 12, Fighting Demons. Now, I don't know what to say about this song, really. It's just amazing. It's got great vocals. It's got a great hook. It's got me feeling great. I'm always coming back to this song. It's just one of the more solid songs on the album that I don't have much to say about. There's nothing extremely special about this song, and there's nothing bad whatsoever about it. It's just a good song. At number 11, I've got Come and Go. Now, this song is pretty good. I do enjoy it a lot. I actually enjoy a lot of Marshmello's collaborations with mainstream rappers. I think that's a cool thing that he does. Some of Marshmello's, EDM, I'm not a huge fan of, particularly 2 spots in this song. He has that little beat drop solo that he goes off on, and I'm not a huge fan of that portion of the song. This is one of the songs that was also really tough for me to rank because there's some parts of the song that I love, and there's some parts of the song that I really, really don't like. And that's why it's kind of in the middle of my list instead of closer to the top, because I feel like the original song, I don't know if you guys have heard the original song without Marshmello's contribution. If that original song had released, I think I would have this a lot higher on the album. But at the same time, I've heard the original song already, and I can just save that off SoundCloud if I really wanted to listen to it. This is the Marshmello one that we got. I'm happy that we got it. I'm happy it's on the album. I think it fits. I just can't rank it any higher than number 11. Moving into our top 10, I've got Up, Up, and Away. Now, this song is great. I love this song a lot, actually. This song brings me back to when I listened to Death Race for Love for the first time, and I heard the song Fast. And ever since I heard that song, I've been wanting another song where Juice has the same vocal performance on another song. I honestly would be down for a full album of Juice just singing like he does in these 2 songs. But unfortunately, we probably won't ever get that, but I guess only time will tell. I haven't actually heard a lot of leaks where Juice sings like this either, so I think this is one of the more rare things that he does. That being said, I do really enjoy this song, and that's why it gets our number 10 spot. Number 9, we've got Man of the Year. Now, I'm not sure when you're watching this video, but as of right now, Man of the Year has just been changed to a different mix, and I'm not sure I'm as big as a fan of the new mix as I am of the original song, and I think a lot of people share that opinion. This ranking specifically is talking about the original song because that's when I made the ranking, was a few days after the album came out. Now, Lottie has recently come out and said that this was the version of the song that Juice originally wanted to have on the album, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. I think they are actually changing it back to the original version, which I'm quite happy about, but at the same time, if Juice really wanted this new version on the album, it is his project, it's not the label's project, so it is ultimately, his say, so I can understand why Lottie is angry that this song has been changed. But all that aside, I do really enjoy Man of the Year, especially the opening of the song. But specifically for this ranking, I'm talking about the original version of the song that came out on the day the album released. Number 8, Life's a Mess. Now, you know how earlier I was talking about how I enjoy Halsey and Juice working together on music? Well, this was kind of the full showcase of their ability to make a song together. I enjoy how Halsey comes in at the end and she doesn't take a large majority of the song away, kind of like Trippie does on Tell Me You Love Me. She kind of blends in as a feature and really does her job well. She works good with Juice's vocals on this song. Juice's vocals really do steal the show on this song in particular. They're just amazing. This was definitely my favorite single that came out off this album. And I feel like this is probably the point in the ranking where all of the songs start to just get really good overall. So buckle up. At number 7, I've got Righteous. Now, this one was kind of hard to rank in comparison to Life's a Mess because one day I'll enjoy Righteous more and the other day I'll enjoy Life's a Mess more, and I think that I just probably like Righteous a little bit more. Then again, that might be just because Righteous has been out a lot longer than Life's a Mess has. Maybe Life's a Mess still has more room to grow on me, but as of right now, I think I would put Righteous up at this spot just because this song is one of the more iconic singles that dropped after Juice passed. It really does feel like Juice is speaking to us from beyond the grave with this song. It's angelic, it's beautiful, it's our number 7 spot. Bad Energy, number 6. Now, this song is, I think, the 4th track on the album. I might be wrong. It might be 5th. But I think it's the 4th track on the album. And this was the first song that really caught my attention as being one of the more catchy songs on the album when I first heard it. I think the first listen of the album that I had, this was actually one of my favorites. I think this probably was like at least top 4, top 3 for me when I first listened to it, but the more and more I've listened to the album, other songs have grown on me a bit more. I do love the hook on the song, but other than the hook, the rest of the song is just good, whereas I think the hook is great, and I think the hook really makes this song work perfectly with this album. That being said, this is my favorite song from the first section of the album. Everything else beyond this, if I'm not wrong, is from the second and third section. Also, one more thing I want to say before we move on is I apologize. I originally did have music actually playing in this video. Each of these songs has a little like 10-second preview before I get into discussing them, but I had to cut those out because UMG is being terribly stingy lately and they are blocking every video worldwide that uses some of these songs. So I just decided to cut them out as a whole instead of figure out how to edit around getting basically blocked. So that is why there is no music from the album in this video, in case anybody was wondering. Coming in at number 5, Blood on My Jeans. Now, I've heard a number of people say this is no question the best song on the album. I've heard a lot of people say that this is their favorite song off the album, but I can't say the same. I think the song is great. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing on it. This, however, was one of the leaks that I heard prior to listening to this album, and I think that kind of affected how much I enjoyed the song because I'd already heard it so much. Maybe if I hadn't listened to the leak, this song would be higher up, but I really don't think so. I think this ranking of this song is pretty fitting in my eyes, or in my ears, I guess. This song's really great. I love the chorus. I love all the lyrics of the song. It's really catchy. It gives me Armed and Dangerous vibes, to be honest, but maybe I'm the only person who really sees that comparison. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, that's been Blood on My Jeans. On to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Hate the Other Side. Now, of all of the songs with features on this album, I think this is easily the best, and I think most people would agree with me here. Polo G and Kid Laroi are two artists that have been coming up pretty fast over the past year, and I think both of them like more than deserve it. They work really well with Juice WRLD. Both of them individually have a lot of singles with Juice WRLD that I think their chemistry is really good. Seeing them all together on a track was like a dream for me. It was amazing. I think Marshmello is actually on this track, but he's a lot less noticeable than he is on Come and Go, and I actually like that a lot since I'm not a huge fan of EDM music. I think Marshmello worked really well on this song as well. That's why this is coming in at number 3 is Stay High. Now this song is just amazing. The hook is angelic. I know I keep using that word, but I feel like if there is one word to define this album, it would be angelic. I feel like his verses, he flows super well on this song. His verses are, just kind of seamless. It's one of his best showcases of Juice's ability to, flow on tracks and really have that really new twist on, emo rap that you haven't seen with a lot of other artists, and I think this is one of the best showcases of that. That's why it's coming in at number 3. Taking the number 2 spot is Can't Die. This song really got me in my feels when listening for the first time. One minute I'd be smiling and headbanging, and the next I'd be on the brink of tears. I think what really made this song hit close to home is the overall theme and message of the song, which is that Juice feels he can't die because he's never felt alive. He talks about ODing as well, which hurt the most being that's what ended up taking his life in the end. Overall, the song is very catchy as well, and that makes for it being my second favorite off the album. And at our number 1 spot, Wishing Well. I'm sure this isn't a surprise to most, as I think many can agree that this is some of Juice's best work. This may actually be my favorite Juice song of all time, but it might be too early to say. I did hear this song about a year ago when it leaked, but regardless, it sounded way better on a project fully mixed, full quality, full potential, and even when it was leaked, I knew this song was going platinum the second it dropped. I think the hardest hitting part of the song is the fact that it dropped after Juice passed away. He has so many lyrics on the song where he talks about the drugs controlling his life, including I stopped taking the drugs and now the drugs take me. He really showcases his hard battle with addiction, and it breaks my heart to know that he didn't win that battle. Additionally, this song is also super catchy and reminds me a lot of how much I loved All Girls Are the Same and Lucid Dreams when they dropped on Goodbye and Good Riddance. If I had to guess, this is what I would assume blows up the most over the internet in the next few months. Unfortunately, when this song becomes mainstream and overplayed, I may not enjoy it as much, but for now I have the ability to really take in how touching the song is, and that's why it takes my #1 spot. Anyways guys, that will about wrap up the video for today. Make sure you guys leave a like if you did enjoy. I did work very hard on this video, and don't forget to leave a comment letting me know how you would rank these songs. I also do have another video on all of Juice WRLD's songs ranked, all of his released songs at least, as well as his features. If you guys want to go check that out, spent a lot of time on that as well. But anyways guys, take care, have a good day, and stay safe.